Golden State Media Concepts social media podcast. Time to hashtag everything. We talk about all the fun, crazy stories on social media. From Instagram to Facebook, Twitter to Tumblr, or probably even Friendster. Join us each week as we explore the quirky side of social media. It's the Golden State Media Concepts social media podcast.
It's simple, such a sad song. The one that we rely on to get us.
Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcasting Network. I am your host, Juan Newsom. Thank you for tuning in, all conversationalists, thrill seekers, listeners. Today we have a great show for you. Of course, we're going to have two segments of trending news and hot topics. There's a lot going on in the news today. We're going to do sports, but then also towards the end, there's something that's perturbing me about a particular show, and I want to get your take on it. So here we go, folks. Starting out, trending news. Let's see here. Megan Thee Stallion and Torey Lanez. Now, what is going on there, man? So apparently, Megan Thee Stallion and Torey Lanez were in a truck. Now, this is trending all over social media, everywhere, especially on Twitter. So, apparently, they were in a truck. LAPD pulls them over, and so Torey allegedly shot Megan in the feet as she exited the SUV. Supposedly, it was by mistake. So Torey was arrested and booked on possession of a concealed weapon, a handgun that was found in the SUV. And so we don't know which way this is going to go. This is absolutely insane. Like, why would you? Man. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense. But it's going all over. It's all over Twitter now. So check it out, folks. But if you want to read a really good article on it, there's one good article on it on TMZ. Let's see here. There is also, that is crazy. Yeah, TMZ. There is also, yeah, because on that night, I guess they spent some time with Kylie Jenner. And earlier that Saturday night, all of the links are in the articles, but the video is there. So folks, if you want to see that. Also, this coronavirus situation has spurred a bunch of celebrity breakups. Now I think that's funny, and those are also trending on Twitter. First, Joey Lawrence is getting a divorce. This is his second marriage. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. So there's an article in TMZ also. I love TMZ, but this was also trending on Twitter, as well, and Facebook, on celebrity big quarantine breakups. Armie Hammer and Elizabeth Chambers. Number 2 is Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock. Number 3 breakup is Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green. Wow. Wow, look at Megan. She looks all grown up. Princess Love and Ray J. Ray J get the finest women. Ray J, what's going on, brother? Ray J get all the nice looking girls. Goodness. Kristen Cavallari and Jay Cutler. Okay. Oh, it's your loss, Jay. Mary Kate Olsen and Alva Sarkowski. Well, this was all over Twitter a few months ago when the quarantine started, and apparently they were kind of stuck together. Let's see here. Casey Rudolph and Colton Underwood. Brooks Latch and Julianne Hu. Oh, wow. Jamie King and Kyle Newman. Number 10 is Hans Zimmer and Suzanne Zimmer. Wow. Number 11, Leslie Grossman and John Bronson. Number 12, Eric Pride and Sophie Pride. Wow. Okay. So, Corona is killing celebrities. Celebrity relationships. Also hurting a lot of other relationships, too, if you ask me. I think I'm mad at a few family members because of Corona. We got mad at each other. Okay, that's a personal note, sorry. So, Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach house was vandalized. That is also on Twitter. There's a picture on Instagram. Wow. Okay, not going into that too deep, but you can look it up. Let's see here. Alright. Nick Cannon is all over the place because of some statements that he's made. That is all over Twitter, and he's, oh god. I mean, I know he apologized and everything, but his tweets are just out of control. Y'all can have this planet, I'm out. So Viacom dropped him, but I know Fox did it for his other gig. Wow. So, going back to this Torey, Lanez, and Megan story for a second, I just want to travel back for 1 second. Megan Thee Stallion is fine as hell, Torey, and you shot this sister in the foot. What in the world? First of all, you're a celebrity. You got a little money. You were riding around in a chauffeured SUV. So you got a chauffeur, but you can't get armed security for the night? Come on, man. That's hood stuff, man. That's hood stuff. That's hood rat stuff, man. You have the resources to get armed security. Now you got a weapons charge. Now it's a toss between whether it was accidental or what. So depending on how the LAPD sees this out, you could end up getting an assault with a deadly weapons charge. So that's not real smart, man. Oh, and the days of you being cute with the girls, that's over. You shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Girls love Megan Thee Stallion. So you shot her in the foot. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad for business, man. I wouldn't want to be you. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, you might ride this out and get over it, but things aren't going to be the same. You shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Megan Thee Stallion is beloved by men and women everywhere. I just don't see how you survive it. Career-wise, I don't know. I have no idea. In other news, not to get political, but Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg recently completed a round of chemotherapy to treat a recurrence of cancer. this lady's a warrior. She's already beat cancer like 4 times, guys. She's been battling cancer in 20 years. So just want to give her well wishes. Not saying whether I agree with her politics or not, or her opinions, but you know, it's trending, and you know, this is an opportunity to wish someone well. In other news, which people are losing their minds on Twitter, apparently about Ron Gronkowski's Madden rating. So let's see here. The new John Madden is coming out. Yeah, they are absolutely losing their minds on Twitter. I'm gonna read to you. If you go to what's happening on Twitter, it shows up. Kittle and Kels go 1 and 2 in Madden 21 tight end overall rating. So they have Gronk at 3 with a 95 rating. Josh Helmuth at KRDO. Gronk will be a solid but third best tight end in the league, 95 rating after a year off, all the weight loss, new coach, new system, and a slightly older Tom Brady. Madden 30 featuring a 40-year-old Gronk, Rob Gronkowski. Let's see here. So Nick Snyder, Gronk at 95th, but Ertz at 90. The rating creators of this game are brutal. Let's see here. Carrington Harrison, Gronk at 95 is wow. Okay, you have one user, Andre Warrington. Gronk being at 95 goes to show how incredible he is as a blocker and how good his hands are. He has an average best route running speed, athleticism, and has an atrocious injury rating. The formula smiles down upon him. Oh God, these people. So they're going crazy on Twitter because of Gronk's rating, but he, you know, yeah, he has some issues with injury and so forth, but he's been pretty solid as a player. So I don't know. We'll talk about this a little later because I know we're going to have our sports section. Also trending, Netflix apparently has a show, Warrior Nun. Okay, it's about some nuns. Particularly, it's centered around protagonist. But basically, it's about a nun. She possesses superhuman powers. She's kind of like the chosen one, and she belongs to a sect of demon hunting nuns. It's on Netflix. It's a really good show. I'm binging it now. I don't do spoilers, okay? So I'll do a spoiler if the show's been out for a while maybe, but check it out. It's a good show. It's only a few episodes, so check it out. Also, if you're in the New York City, if you're in the tri-state area, the Anime Convention is coming back to New York City. It is on November the 20th through the 22nd. I went last year. It was great. Me and my daughter, we had a really good time. It's sponsored by Crunchyroll and a lot of other sponsors, but I think Crunchyroll is the major sponsor. It's going to be at the Jacob Javits Center, and man, a lot of costumes there last year. The most impressive costumes were the Naruto costumes, I would have to say, if I had to pick. There was some Dragon Ball Z, there was some Sailor Moon, there were some, Sword of Art Online, but because Naruto Shippuden was so big last year, I think it brought a lot of people out. I saw some really great costumes. I wish I could share them with you. Maybe maybe I'll put them on my, after this, I'll put the costumes on my Twitter, and maybe I can share them with you. But you can actually see a lot of them if you go to Twitter and you put AnimeCon space NYC. A lot of the costumes that, and a lot of the scenes that I was able to, a lot of the people that I saw, they're actually there on the roll and on the feed on Twitter. So yeah, like I said, a lot of Naruto, a lot of Dragon Ball Z. There was some Game of Thrones there, Sailor Moon, Sword of Art Online, My Hero Academia there. So I'm a huge anime fan. So there, you know, that's just something that I just enjoy in my spare time, and obviously I share that with you know, my own family. Well, folks, we are wrapping up this first segment. We have more trending news and topics when we come back. So thanks for being here with us. Again, my name is Juan Newsom, and I'm your host with the GSMC Social Media News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. Thank you for being with us.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast, dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Okay, and I'm back. Thank you, folks. We're back. This is Juan Newsom, your host with the GSMC Social Media News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast and Network. Second segment coming up. First segment, we had trending news. Now more trending news, and this is basically breaking news. Nick Cannon talk show debut postponed on the heels of controversy. So apparently he was supposed to have a daytime talk show. This deal was with Lionsgate, Debmar Mercury, excuse me. And so now they're going to postpone the talk show, I guess to see if, you know, this whole controversy blows over. Folks, this is why some of you celebrities, you can't get too political, man. You know, there's backlash. People will get offended. And, you know, it's not just people that are Jewish that are offended. You know, a lot of Christians are offended at that. Even, you know, African American Christians, as well. So, y'all better learn. Y'all gonna learn the hard way. Not to saying that he should have his right to free speech, but sometimes, folks, free speech does come with consequences. People do get offended. In other news, 4 charged in the murder of rapper Pop Smoke. So apparently Pop Smoke, who died in February, I believe, 4 people have been charged in the February shooting. I was right, of rapper Pop Smoke. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office announced Monday Pop Smoke, whose real name is Bashar Baraka Jackson, was killed at a home in Hollywood Hills during a robbery, according to the DA's office. Corey Walker, 19, Kendra Rogers, 18, have been charged with murder and a special circumstance allegation, which would make them eligible for the death penalty if convicted. The special circumstance alleges that the murder was committed during the commission of a robbery and burglary, and the DA's office said the complaint also alleges gang and gun allegations. 2 minors, ages 17 and 15, have also been charged with 1 count each murder and robbery in juvenile court. The 2 minors have not been identified. The 5th person had been arrested Thursday in connection with Jackson's death. It is unclear that if the person will also be facing charges. Jackson, 20. Wow, so young. Was shot around 4 a.m. on February 19th inside a rental home inside Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles City. Police officers found him with several gunshot wounds after responding to a 911 call. Jackson was taken to Cedar Sinai Medical Center where he later died. Jackson's debut album, Shoot for the Moon, Aim for the Star, was posthumously released on July 3rd. The album features an array of popular artists including 50 Cent, Roddy Ricch, Quavo, Tyga, and Karol G. Future's also up there too. I listened to the album. Wow. Los Angeles Police Department is still investigating the case. Wow. This is... Wow. Well, at least justice is being served, man. But 20, young. That is way too young to be dying. My goodness. I mean, he'll live on through his music. Goodness gracious. That is no way to go out. That's for sure. The story, by the way, is all over Twitter. Twitter and Facebook. So that's where I kind of got it from. I followed this story to Fox. But it's all over. It's all over Twitter. Okay. Something that's trending on Twitter. I know this is my go-to, but you know. I mean, Twitter is like so popular, and you know, it takes nothing to send out a tweet. I think it's really the algorithm on Twitter, and I know I might have mentioned this before. Let's see here. In other news, comedian and Philadelphia native Michiho 21 was gunned down. Wow. So, wow. This is pretty big news. Let's see here. I'm getting this. It's all over social media. I got it originally because Meek Mill, the rapper who is also from Philadelphia, he tweeted it out. He said, wow. Okay, I'm gonna go. They killed Michiho. That's brazy. Which is kind of gang slang, but you get the drift. It means crazy. So, under Meek Mill's comments, if you don't remember Michiho, just to take it back, he is a comedian, but also he is known for his connection with the basketball wife, Sunday Carter. So they do have a sex tape together. They do. Where she was caught doing some things with him. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So it's out there, man. It's out there. So she was previously married to basketball player Cedric Carter. And she's also the daughter of a former NBA player, Larry Hughes. So, yeah. So Michiho's got killed. Okay, just going down the thread. One of the users, this reminds me of a Cassidy interview, and I think I remember this interview when asked why he left Philly. His main point was that the same people in the neighborhood you were cool with started getting some type of way when you start becoming successful. Okay. Alright. Another Twitter user. Jealousy kills, love one another, and obey each other. It won't kill your manhood. And I was raised by a Reverend Ethio. May God be with you all. Ooh, I hope after Nitsi everyone woke up to friends being snakes. It's you and your Lord in the end. Wake up, everyone. Okay. Meek Mill's publicist, unbelievable. There's a crisis going on in the city of Philadelphia. Too many young people are killing each other. All things must come to a halt so we can grasp on things because currently it's out of control. Sadly, it seems that you can't even make people laugh being a black man without getting murked, shaking my damn head. SMDH, of course. I am too old for this, everyone talking in codes. Wow, this is like also in Philly and other stories. There is a 2-year-old that has been missing since Tuesday, I believe. Okay, so 2-year-old Philly boy missing. This is also trending in Philly under Twitter as well. 2-year-old King Hill was last seen Tuesday morning, Strawberry Mansion section of the city. Let's see here. 9:50 a.m. Tuesday, he was seen on 31st and Page Streets. Police said 3 feet tall and weighs 32 pounds. He has a thin build, light brown complexion, and black hair. Beautiful little boy. He was last seen wearing an orange and tan striped shirt, khaki cargo pants, gray hooded sweatshirt, and sneakers. Anyone with any information on King's whereabouts urged to call Special Victims 215-685-3257 or 911. They're still continuing the search, just to give you an update. Let's see here. According to the captain, Mark Birdman, they're leaving no stone unturned, but somebody's not telling us the truth. Let's see here. Okay. The stepfather was to drop King off at mom's house in 2 weeks for the toddler's birthday. Instead, the mom received a text from the stepfather that set off the search for her son. The stepfather said babysitter had dropped off King. She gets the text, "Did you get the baby? She dropped him off at 33rd and Diamond. That's the first time we heard of this babysitter. I don't know who this woman is," Kimberly Hill said. The grandmother said she does not believe the stepfather had anything to do with King's disappearance. At Thursday evening news conference, police said they've been able to talk to everyone involved, including the parents and the babysitter. Everyone was cooperative, police said, but they still have no new leads. Somebody's not told us the truth because the babysitter saying she returned the child to the mother saying she did not. Captain Mark Berman. Oh, wow. So, folks, I mean, you can Google this story, but it's also on Twitter trending. If you're in Philly, please always share these stories because, you know, being a parent, you can kind of feel for other parents. So I always share these stories on my social media. So it's a sad topic trending, but it's trending. So Okay. So, and Netflix has committed a huge budget for a show called The Gray Man, which stars Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and it's going to be a type of mano a mano espionage thriller. You can pick this up on thedeadline.com. Let's see, here we go. Exclusive. Fresh from earnings, a report that saw they add 10 million subscribers during the pandemic. Netflix has just said its most financially ambitious feature film so far. Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans are set to star in The Gray Man, with HBO's Joe and Anthony Russo directing their first blockbuster since the all-time global box office record with Avengers Endgame 2 years ago. The intention here is to create a new franchise with a James Bond level scale and budget upward of $200 million. Wow. So that's going to be a show to look out for. The producers of Avengers, they were pretty good. So folks, we're coming to the end of our second segment. Thanks for tuning in. This is Juan Newsom with the GSMC Podcasting Network. I'm your host today, and we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back, folks. This is Juan Newsom. I'm with the GSMC production. This is the GSMC Social Media News Podcast. I'm your host today. Next topic, sports. What is going on in the sports world? Dak Prescott still doesn't have his contract with the Dallas Cowboys. They've offered him at least $120 million guaranteed in the contract. I believe he's looking for a fifth year. So there's a non-committal. It looks like he's going to be franchise tag, which means they can't hold him for the next 2 years. But the longer they try to franchise him, if they franchise him a second year, he'll have more options in terms of free agency. So he'll get to pick his next destination, basically. Not this year, but the next franchise tag. So, let's see here. NBA's Montrezl Harrell leaves the Orlando bubble. He had a family emergency. That's trending on Twitter as well. The thing about Dak Prescott, there's so many memes on the internet. So there's one meme with Dak Prescott, but it has Will Smith's face kind of photoshopped over him, and he says, and then the text says, "Didn't get the entanglement that I wanted." So I think that's pretty funny. A little poking fun at Will, Jada, and August Alsina there. On Twitter, also, was trending. sports. MLB's Major League Baseball, Yasiel Puig test positive for COVID-19. He's saying, commented from him, this can happen to anyone. Let's see here. Also, there seems to be a little bit of competition because they're taking this John Madden video game pretty seriously here. So, let's see here. Alright, hold on. So we're going to trending. And let's see here. They're having issues with how... Okay, so for Madden NFL 21, they have Michael Thomas, 99 rating. Amari Cooper, number 6, 93 rating. DeAndre Hopkins, number 2, 98 rating. Stephon Diggs, number 7. Let's see. Cooper and Diggs shouldn't be on this list. Goodwin, Galladay should be. You have fans giving them their own list. Julio Jones, which I totally agree with. 2, can't guard Mike. 3, Cheetah. 4, O. 5, Nuke. 6, Diggs. 7, Coop. Okay. Adam Schefter. What's right and what's wrong here? Oh my goodness. Let me go to the whole picture here. I'm not seeing this whole picture. So number 1 is Thomas, 2 DeAndre Hopkins, 3 Julio Jones. No, I think you need to put Julio Jones at number 1. Tyreek Hill, number 4. Number 5, Devontae Adams. Adams is good. Amari Cooper, number 6. Stephon Diggs, 7. Mike Evans, 8. Odell Beckham Jr., 9. Keenan Allen, number 10. Let's see here. Looking at the comments, Devontae Adams belongs nowhere near the top 10. He's reckless route runner with stone hands. Most overrated dude in the league. Where in the hell is Nelson Aguilar? The fact that Diggs is in there and Thielen isn't is hilarious. I totally agree with that. Keenan Allen is too low, easily top 5. I agree with that. Everyone's saying that Jones should be 99 are super fans. Julio gets those numbers because Matt Ryan doesn't look anywhere else. Julio also stays, get an injury everything. But Julio also has really great hands. He can run any route and he can catch it short or deep. Good Lord. This guy just hates Julio Jones for some reason. Michael Thomas. Yep, there's some calls for Michael Thomas to be number 1. Let's see here. They have a meme. It says, "Here come the Julio fans." They have a meme of Will Smith with the messed up face at the Red Table Talk with an Atlanta Falcons hat on. Oh man, Julio is number 1, man. Julio, then Michael Thomas. I would totally take that. Okay. It's a lot of yeah. I mean, people are going off. Oh God, people are going off. They're taking this Madden ranking really serious here. Okay. Well, Madden is, even though John Madden is no longer a sportscaster, you know, his games are freaking legendary. The John Madden game, especially on place, it's legendary, man. It just goes back years and years. So they're gonna take this thing pretty seriously. Okay. Also in sports news, Eric Mangini, former coach, says that he thinks Cam Newton will need a thick skin to mesh with Belichick's tough coaching style. Now, folks, we kind of already been over that. I think Cam Newton is going to come in shape, and he's going to do it. He's going to have to do it the Patriot way. He has no choice. He has a small contract, and he has a chip, and he's got something to prove. So Belichick, I think he, in terms of him and genius as being a part of his genius of being a coach, he knows how to work with motivated players. Even somebody who would, I'm not even going to say Cam was undisciplined. I mean, Cam, he had a pretty good career in Carolina. Former league MVP, took his team to the Super Bowl. Has a freakish arm. He can kill you throwing or running. So, he's a dual threat. He's a dual threat QB, and, the Pats has got one of the best offenses in the league, and you're going to get a lot out of Cam, I think, this year. And then they protect the quarterback. So I think you're going to get a lot out of Cam Newton, more than you think you would get. Belichick and Josh McDaniels working with him. My bets is they'll win the AFC easily, So that's just my take on it. Let's see here. Nick Wright with Dak, Zeke, and CD Lamb. This is another article that's trending. Super Bowl run could be in play. I don't know about that, because the Cowboys have been underperforming for the last few years. So you'd have to. That's a statement that you make towards the end of the season. When they're 11-4, and not now, before even one snap is taken. So I don't know. Well, folks, that's the end of our third segment. Next up, it could have went under trending topics, but it won't. It's about my favorite anime, Dragon Ball Z. This is Juan Newsome. I'm with the GSMC Social Media Network podcast, and we'll be back after the commercial. Hi, folks. Juan Newsome. We're back from commercial. This is the GSMC Social Media News podcast. Something that's trending on social media is the new episode of Dragon Ball Super, one of my favorite anime mangas. Just wanted to know, they're featuring Vegeta because right now it seems like he has the upper hand against the new villain, which is always the case. And, I have an issue with the producers of this manga and the show. How come Vegeta never gets the big win? Now, he's racked up wins over time and so forth, but how come he never gets to save the day? And he's evolved. There's been times where he surpassed Goku in terms of strength and so forth, but it just seems like he's just there to occupy a filler space. And he's such a good character. He has evolved, I think, developed as a character more so than Goku over time. I mean, he started out evil, and he reluctantly stays on Earth. Then he ends up starting a family, and to the present day where he's actually a good guy with kind of a grouchy streak. So he goes from pure evil to being a good guy with a good grouchy guy, in other words. And so I'm wondering why they just totally write this character off. He's due a win. So if you Dragon Ball creators, heroes out there, I know some of us Vegeta fans, this guy is due a major win. Now, when they were on Earth, of course, he defeated Earth's heroes except Goku. He killed Nappa. When they were on the planet Namek, he beat a lot of Frieza's men. Dodoria, Zarbon, Weequay, all of the Ginyu Force except for Captain Ginyu, but in Super he eventually kills Captain Ginyu. When during the Android series, well, he's defeated by Frieza after giving Frieza pretty much all he had. In the Android series, he defeats, Android 19, and he's defeated by the second phase of Cell. And then in the end, he kind of helps Gohan in the end, defeats Ultimate Cell. Afterwards in Super, he does have a good showing at the tournament with Universes 6 versus Universe 7, where he defeats most of the opponents, but loses to the Hitman from Universe 6. And now they're on Earth and they're fighting this new character, this new, even more dangerous character, Moro. And after training on planet Yadrak, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the manga, I'm sorry. Manga's been out for a while, so that's the only reason why I'll spoil it for you a little bit. He's learned some new techniques and he's employing these new techniques in the actual battle. So I'm thinking this guy is due for a win. Goku's down. Goku's fought Moro for one round without Vegeta. Vegeta just arrives on Earth using instant transmission. And so Goku's down and out. And so I'm expecting Vegeta to come in and get the win. So I don't know why that is. Why they screw my man up every time. This guy needs a win. So, I don't know. I know Vegeta was based off an old friend or roommate that he might not have liked. I just don't know. But Goku is ditzy, man. Goku doesn't get it. He doesn't take really anything seriously. He thinks everything is a tournament. The Earth has practically been destroyed twice because he's so lax. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then both of them supposedly in the Dragon Ball series are candidates to be Destroyer God. Now I can see Vegeta holding that occupation, but not Goku. He doesn't take anything seriously. So, folks, I guess we shall see. So that's just my little rant. I'm using my little soapbox to express that. I wanted to do it during trending news, but I just didn't really have the time. So folks, that's going to be all for us today. This is Juan Newsom, and thank you for listening to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I would like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to the show, write a nice review. That really helps us. Also, if you could please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you and have a good night. Take care.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Hi folks, Juan Newsom. We're back from commercial. This is the GSMC Social Media News Podcast. Something that's trending on social media is the new episode of Dragon Ball Super, one of my favorite anime mangas. Just wanted to know, they're featuring Vegeta because right now it seems like he has the upper hand against the new villain, which is always the case. And, I have an issue with the producers of this manga and the show. How come Vegeta never gets the big win? Now, he's racked up wins over time and so forth, but how come he never gets to save the day? And he's evolved. There's been times where he surpassed Goku in terms of strength and so forth, but it just seems like he's just there to occupy a filler space. And he's such a good character. He has evolved, I think, developed as a character more so than Goku over time. I mean, he started out evil, and he reluctantly stays on Earth. Then he ends up starting a family, and to the present day where he's actually a good guy with kind of a grouchy streak. So he goes from pure evil to being a good guy with a good grouchy guy, in other words. And so I'm wondering why they just totally write this character off. He's due a win. So if you Dragon Ball creators, heroes out there, I know some of us Vegeta fans, this guy is due a major win. Now, when they were on Earth, of course, he defeated Earth's heroes except Goku. He killed Nappa. When they were on the planet Namek, he beat a lot of Frieza's men. Dodoria, Zarbon, Weequay, all of the Ginyu Force except for Captain Ginyu, but in Super he eventually kills Captain Ginyu. When during the Android series, he's defeated by Frieza after giving Frieza pretty much all he had. In the Android series, he defeats, Android 19, and he's defeated by the second phase of Cell. And then in the end, he kind of helps Gohan in the end, defeats Ultimate Cell. Afterwards in Super, he does have a good showing at the tournament with Universes 6 versus Universe 7, where he defeats most of the opponents, but loses to the Hitman from Universe 6. And now they're on Earth and they're fighting this new even more dangerous character, Moro. And after training on planet Yadrak, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the manga, I'm sorry. Manga's been out for a while, so that's the only reason why I'll spoil it for you a little bit. He's learned some new techniques, and he's employing these new techniques in the actual battle. So I'm thinking this guy is due for a win. Goku's down. Goku's fought Moro for one round without Vegeta. Vegeta just arrives on Earth using instant transmission. And so Goku's down and out. And so I'm expecting Vegeta to come in and get the win. So I don't know why that is. Why they screw my man up every time. This guy needs a win. So, I don't know. I know Vegeta was based off an old friend or roommate that he might not have liked. I just don't know. But Goku is ditzy, man. Goku doesn't get it. He doesn't take really anything seriously. He thinks everything is a tournament. The Earth has practically been destroyed twice because he's so lax. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then both of them supposedly in the Dragon Ball series are candidates to be Destroyer God. Now I can see Vegeta holding that occupation, but not Goku. He doesn't take anything seriously. So folks, I guess we shall see. So that's just my little rant. I'm using my little soapbox to express that. I wanted to do it during trending news, but I just didn't really have the time. So folks, that's going to be all for us today. This is Juan Newsom, and thank you for listening to the GSMC Social Media News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I would like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to the show, write a nice review. That really helps us. Also, if you could please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, and have a good night. Take care.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Social Media Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.